What does Sparkling and Aria do exactly? Because I'm wondering why they're running that over Skull Bash.
Few moments later.
Okay, let's give this team a shot. Oh, no. Oh, shoot. I hate this. Why can you not, like, drop a star piece, like, when they, like, you go, like, best friends with someone these days? Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. If you watched my last video, then you know my cat Cranberry definitely enjoyed her time munching on one of these little salmon tubes, tuna with salmon. But anyway, today we're going to feature my other cat Cheggy and also a new Greatly team. This team has done wonders for me. I climbed into the top 500 into the leaderboards for the season with this team, and it is a Morpeko with a Grumpig and a Superior in the back. And on the surface level, it's kind of a weird mismatch of a bunch of Pokemon, but I think that Morpeko is actually really strong in this meta. It is very hard to play though because it's quite frail, but it hits like an absolute truck. And Grumpig just looks very safe for the most part outside of the occasional Sableye that counter swap you. But let's get into the team and I'll show you how I climbed so many points with it. Before we get into the battles, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all my patrons who've been supporting my content creation. If you'd like private one-on-one coaching, scrims against me, some of my league guides and strategies ahead of time, or even tune into my live stream battles, feel free to sign up through the Patreon link down below. To kick things off, we do have ourselves at Ariados, which is actually pretty annoying for this team. Something I didn't really expect to see too much in this meta. That being said, I do win charge attack priority against pretty much everything, and most people are going to have to respect the Aura Wheel, especially because I'm throwing it before they even get a move off. So it's a very calculated risk for them not to do that. And then I'm going to throw this Aura Wheel before they get to the next lunge, and it is going to draw another shield. That being said, I do have pace here, so I had to watch out for the potential catch. And as you can see here, I'm going to throw... It's actually on a Bastion. Okay, I didn't expect to see Ariados. I definitely did not expect to see Bastion. That being said, not a lot of damage coming from the Bastion, so I could definitely overfarm a bit and leave with the Aura Wheel again, because I think the Ariados was, I think, one away, actually, from the next lunge. So... I just want to make sure I have a move in case they farm up to a move later against my Grumpig. And they just quit out for whatever reason. Oh my gosh. My other cat Cranberry is here. Cranberry, this is not the time. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Okay. Well, there's a lot going on here. But anyway, we're going to try to continue with the video. This is a Wigglytuff lead. And it's pretty bad for me. So... Alright, we're going to try to do this again. Maybe my cats will come back if I lure them over. But yeah, sorry, that was a whole lot of stuff going on. They come in with the clay doll, and the reason why I played this the certain way I do is because I've seen a lot of Wigglytuff with double Mud Slap in the back teams. So I'm kind of expecting another ground type in the back. I wasn't even expecting the Ice Beam, honestly. I thought that they were probably just running Scorching Sand with maybe Shadow Ball or sorry, Rock Tomb with Scorching Sand or Shadow Ball. But I ended up shielding anyway because I need to preserve the health on my Superior. I knew that Superior is going to be pretty clutch for the other ground type in the back, and I'm just kind of expecting it at this point, and it is the Shadow Cancer Marowak. This is going to do a lot of damage to it. But that's triple hard counter into Morpeko. We're still able to pull off the win. So sometimes just predicting opponent's team can play favorably. Alright, Cranberry, do you want some of this? I think she's coming through. Ugh, that's another video for Cranberry, I guess. But, you know, this chunky little monkey can't resist. And she knocked over all my stuff on my table while I'm recording. So I guess she's going to be the one enjoying the treats yet again this time around. That being said, against a Drapion, something I noticed is that you pretty much have to double shield here, otherwise it gets really uncomfortable. This person's throwing Crunch for whatever reason, so I'm thinking that maybe they're running Crunch with Sludge Bomb. But I could overfarm quite a bit here and then go for a potential catch. They end up not throwing, maybe anticipating the catch, which is a good read by them. Like I said, most people I'm playing right here are on the leaderboards or pretty close to it. So every player I'm facing is actually quite strong. That being said, we do get the Drapion back out here. I have a move ready, so I just want to take this out as soon as possible. Typically, Superior should be pretty strong to whatever they have in the back. Let's see what it is, and it's a Dugong, which is not ideal, but because I get this Friends Plant off before they get to their first Icy Wind, I should be fine. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, it's super effective Ice Shard and Icy Wind, but it's also super effective Vine Whip and Frenzy Plant, and because of that, I'm going to outpace them, and I'm going to quit out. Like I said, this team is pretty strong. Doesn't matter really what you're running into. I mean, I ran into some hard counters in the lead here and still been okay. All right, and then it's going to be a Greninja, which is not something you see very often, but these dark leads are definitely make things a little bit tougher. They actually no shield as well, which is kind of nuts. I'm going to go for another Psychic Fangs because I just need to chip this down a bit. I was hoping they would shield, but they know their counts. Look like they paused there, which is kind of weird, but they didn't end up throwing the move. So they come in with a Forretress, which it's not the best for my team. Grumpig's probably ideally what you want this on, but unfortunately I have a Superior there. I just didn't want to catch a move on my Grumpig. So typically I don't really swap to my Superior for any reason, but at that point I was already down a shield. I didn't want to give up a second shield, right? But I also didn't want to like just lose switch advantage right then and there. I guess I still gave up switch advantage. That being said, they only have Power Whip, so my guess is they're running Power Whip Thunder, but they're the ones that counter swapped me, so it's even weirder because it makes me think that I don't know, they just don't have a good Superior check, which is kind of weird for a Greninja lead. And then they come in Greninja with 1 HP, and they make the crucial mistake of one turn move takes priority over charge attack. So able to finish it off with the side wave and then going to quit out. So things are going pretty well with this team. Like I said, I climbed a lot with this to hit the leaderboards, and for good reason. All right, we face another Wigglytuff lead. This is pretty bad. And then looks like it might be another double Mud Slapper. So I'm just trying to anticipate this. The reason why I shield there, even if it's potentially just a Swift, is because I don't want to be locked into whatever comes in next. So I want to, you know, kind of misalign the switch timers as much as I can. Like this, for example, is a good situation for it because now they can't really swap out and I'm able to farm down and get a decent amount of energy. They come in with Wigglytuff, which again makes me think that they probably have another Mud Slapper in the back. And we're going to throw another Ariados. If they shield this one, again, I'm already thinking, all right, probably another Mud Slapper. And then I'm actually going to come in more Peko. They leave with the move, which is not ideal for me. And as expected, it is another Mud Slapper. It's going to be Claydol. But I really want to try to get to this Orwell if possible. And we do it, which is huge. Because if I don't get to this, I probably lose because they throw a Rock Tomb at my Superior. I kind of have the shield, and then they throw a move with the Wigglytuff. So we go 5-0 to kick things off. And like I said, my Elo's already pretty high up in leaderboard range. So these are not easy opponents by any means. As you can see, I'm almost at the 2600 mark. A lot of people I'm facing here, I recognize the names of. J-Mills, for example, very high up on the leaderboard very often in Go Bad League. So very talented player for sure. Forretress, though, is a pretty solid lead for me because it's very strong into Superior and it's not bad into Grumpig. Grumpig probably can hang on though with the Dynamic Punch Shadow Ball damage, but I really just don't want Superior on it. And I figured he probably wasn't going to shield. And now I'm boosted. I could really play the bait game. My pacing's super fast. So let go of Orwheel there is really rough if that's the case. But I'm going to shield as well because I'm going to try to grab that final shield. If I do, I'm going to be in a really commanding position, or I just take it out. So he's going to spend his final shield as well. So we're down both shields. But the thing is, I've only used one Pokemon and he's almost done with 1.5 already. These Thunder Shocks are really adding up too. So he's going to have to throw at this point, and he does throw a Foul Play, which good play because he doesn't have to debuff himself, and the same amount of energy these days too. But we get the Lapras in the back. Superior's great into it too, but Grumpig's much worse into the Malmar, so I'm going to come in to the Grumpig into Lapras. Easy peasy, and we could just go for the farm down here, or even if they take me out here, my Superior can just finish off the Lapras. Yeah, I'm going to go for the full farm down, and he's going to recognize that that game, unfortunately, is not winnable at that point. Morpeko is also able to score break a lot of things, right? A dark type that also has electric coverage. I mean, look at how many people that are weak to in the lead, but still kind of stay in. All right, this is going to be a Cradily, and I'm going to throw the Aura Wheel just to grab a shield or do a massive amount of damage, and I swap into my Superior. I'm expecting that there might be kind of weak to Psychic in the back with a Golisipod lead, but they can also be weak to Grass in the back, so both can be options. I just think Superior is a little bit better into the Golisipod. Yeah, Golisipod, not Golisipod, I guess. And in comes a Emolga. So I think I made the right prediction. Otherwise, I would have had Emolga against my Superior. And then I'm just going to throw Frenzy Plant, just a little bit more damage and more damage efficiency. Both are resisted anyway. I'm going to come in with the Grumpig at this point in time, though. My win con is pretty much the Morpeko because everything else just isn't really great into the Golisipod. And I know the Golisipod has energy already, so I can't really afford to do any of that stuff. They come in with the Cradily, and I'm going to go for a very aggressive farm down, which definitely pays off. And I'll just worry about potential catch. I don't want to blind throw the Aura Wheel. Looks like I threw one Thundershock then went for it, but I think I meant to press it right away. But I got the Thundershock off, and they made the mistake of not pressing their move, or they lost turn, I'm not sure. But because of that, I'm able to throw the back-to-back Aura Wheel and finish off the Emolga. I think even if I had the shield Exorcisor there, it still would been fine because I still end up outpacing the Emolga there. At most, I think they get the Discharge, which I should survive. Man, my cat is a fiend for these things. Sorry, Jaggy, but she also ran when Cranberry was climbing over everything and knocking stuff over, which I think startled her a bit, but... Alright, we get Typhlosion. This incinerate damage is actually quite oppressive, but luckily it's not the Shadow variant, so I could actually survive long enough to get a decent amount of Psychic Fangs off. Also, if you're ever worried about IVs, look at my CP on my Morpeko. It's terrible. 1482, right? Just use the best you got. It's the best I got. Wish I have better, but unfortunately I don't. Okay, we're able to grab both shields and do a sizable amount of damage to Typhlosion, which is pretty good for me, because now we have the shield advantage, and unless they have like a really hard counter for Grumpig in the back, like a Mana Buzz or something, I should be in a pretty good spot, regardless of what's in the back with the shield advantage. I know even if they come in Typhlosion here, they have to throw the energy, so I'm pretty okay with that, even if that's the case, because they're just way too low on health at this point, right? Alright, so in comes the Typhlosion. Cranberry, what are you doing? The moment it's done, you're just going to try to leave? There's still probably a little bit left. Alright, they come in with Frauthorn, and now we can see really what the Grumpig Frauthorn matchup would look like if that were the case. Want some more? There's still a little bit left. Okay, she doesn't, I guess. Let me see if I could just get her to sit up a bit. Alright, and we're going to win that match. Shadow Kingdom Marowak. Again, really bad leads. But are they winnable so far? They are. Alright, in comes a Clodsire. This is typically not a bad matchup for Grumpig, but because I'm down a decent amount of health and I'm down a shield, it's not ideal. I'm going to shield up here, and ends up being a Sludge Bomb, which is really unfortunate because I would have survived the Sludge Bomb, but because they went for it, now they're probably going to go for the Earthquake. I'm just going to get rid of my Morpeko at this point. I'm really scared that they have a Core Breaker in the back for me. But the problem is I can't really win Switch Advantage anyway, so I might as well try to do something with the Grumpig. And the good part about the Grumpig that I realized is that, I think I threw out Charge Track Priority there too, but the good thing I realized about this is they probably don't have a clear answer for this. So because of that, it might have some utility in the back. But I'm going to swap over to my Superior at this point in time, and they throw their energy. I didn't catch a move here, which is also a good sign because it means that they're probably weak to Superior. And yeah, it's going to be a Dunsparce, which is not great into Superior. Superior just going to take a lot of neutral damage, non-stab from the Dunsparce, and they did nerf rollout, so that damage is not going to be as much as it used to be. But this is a matchup that Superior typically won anyway. And we get to the double Frenzy Plant. And so I'm going to try to go for a move here. I forgot that my timing there on the third Frenzy Plant is the same as the Ariados, so I should have thrown the Frenzy Plant, but luckily they were in a range to get KO'd. Alright, the very final match. We're on a 9-game win streak. Kinda nutty. But like I said, the team is strong, and we're playing against really good players on the leaderboard or close to it. But yeah, this is going to be a tough one because they go for the Rock Tomb, And unfortunately, typically I do shield in those situations, but when you face a Cradily like that, it's not really worthwhile because a lot of things can just win switch off of you and you're just down a shield, right? Because you're debuffed. So that's why personally I don't like to shield against Cradily, whereas like a Wigglytuff is a slightly different story in my opinion. Also, you get some value against Wigglytuff, you get damage off, right? But I just can't outpace the Cradily there. And then why I'm even shielding the Morpeko once when it's pretty much out of the picture is because I want to be able to clear debuffs with my Morpeko later, because I know the Cradily is going to debuff me, right? And if they start debuffing me, it gets really annoying, like this, right? That's not a great matchup for the Superior, even if I wasn't debuffed, but because I am, it's even worse, right? Anyway, girl, what are you complaining about? You literally had a little snack and you want to run already? Just give the people what they want. Give a little screen time, right? Okay, so they are running Stone Edge, which means that I'm able to time this catch pretty well. And I do make the catch, but this is still pretty tough, unfortunately. I'm going to go for the Frenzy Plant, and they end up shielding. And I get the Ariados off, but it's just not going to be enough. And even if I baited with the Ariados the first time around and land the Frenzy Plant, like, look at my health. There's no way I get to a Frenzy Plant against Cradily. So we unfortunately do lose and end our streak there, but 9-1 with this team, 9 win streak in this elo range, pretty good. Anyway, give this team a shot if you have the chance to. I think it is not the easiest team to play, but you have to play really precise. But if you do, you can beat a lot of teams. I mean, look, I beat 2 teams that had Wigglytuff in double Mudslappers. That's triple strong into Morpeko, and I found win cons there, right? So it just really goes to show that this team can do a lot of work if you position things right, and even with bad leads, good leads, etc., it can be a good time. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed my cats doing their shenanigan things, but you know, it is. Cats are going to do what they're going to do. Best of luck on your climb this season. I have some more teams coming in the future. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like and share, subscribe for future content, and hit that notification bell to get alerted right when I post a new video. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye. Say goodbye, Cran. She looks like she's getting arrested. All right. We'll give a proper wave. All right. Bye, everyone, and have a great weekend. Peace.